A lot of good stuff. Sorry we started late. I couldn't not watch the Destiny show tonight. It was great. Okay, it was a great show tonight from Destiny. I usually never postpone the podcast 30, 45 minutes unless I either am sleeping or the show was... It was just a good show. Like, honestly, with all the things that have happened, in a way, I'm kind of happy they happened this way. Because tonight we saw a glimpse of Destiny we haven't seen for 8 months. And goddamn was my cock so erect, it was just blowing up. It was tearing my fucking pants in bed. Do you understand? I have a hole in my fucking boxers and pants of how hard my dick was hearing Destiny go off like the good old days. And I know, even the people that don't like him agree with me. God damn, what a show.
Diablo 3, I think that they spend a lot of time designing the game with a meta in mind. So they make the new set or they buff the new abilities, and it's like for Wizards, it's like, okay, this season Archon is clearly the best thing to do it. Or Critical Mass was really good, or whatever it is.
One of the worries when people get into balancing games aggressively, I remember this was compared about with StarCraft and League a lot. And I don't know if this happened in WoW. You guys might have experiences saying it does happen, or maybe I'm totally wrong. But one thing that gets worrisome when companies start aggressively patching competitive games is players become fucking stupid and fucking lazy. Like, there were things that popped up in StarCraft's history that probably could have been dealt with, but once you start aggressively patching a game, players stop looking for solutions, and as soon as something even seems remotely powerful, people lose their fucking mind and call for, like, nerfs immediately. Like, I remember in StarCraft, there were a couple different things, like Warp Prisms bunkers, where people would complain incessantly about it. Blizzard will respond and patch it, and they'll change the build time by, like, 1 or 2 seconds, and it's like a meaningless change, but then it, like, drops out of the meta entirely, and it's like, wait, was that really that big of a change, guys? Or they'll, like, reduce the cost on something like barely, and it's like it doesn't really make a difference. So I know that, like, nowadays, like, the style is like Infinity games that aggressively patch over and over and over again because you want to show, like, fresh content to keep players there, because that's like the way forward. But I think there is, like, some merit to slowly patching, because your player base gets really lazy when it comes to figuring out how to deal with problems when you just rely on the game and patch them out.
I mean, you have a game like Brood War or Melee that has never been balanced really for 13 or so, and the community figures out ways to change the game. Like, even like a month ago, there was like some new thing that people found in Brood War that you can do that was crazy. Something with like a pylon, you can cancel it, you can see the whole map or something accidentally, and people only just figured this out like a month ago, and that is really cool.
Yeah, look at poker or chess. Like, these metas are still actively developing.
But most of the time, in the examples that we've seen, especially with Blizzard, they fucked it up. Whether it was StarCraft 2 or Overwatch or Diablo or even WoW, most of the time they've screwed up the decisions.
Do people bitch about Dota balance a lot? Ever?
I mean, everyone complains about balance for every single game, but they
do people bitch about X balance? Whatever X is, the answer is literally always yes.
No,
people still complain about whether or not white or black has an advantage in chess.
Did they do more like yeah, it's true. Yeah.
This is the fucking greatest idea ever. Can you imagine if a girl has like a fucking Patreon, she has like one hardcore video and then like 100 other things, and you have to buy loot boxes to get the hardcore video?
Oh my god.
This is like the sickest fucking idea ever. What the fuck? No, it's not my, that's your idea, dude. You just brought it up.
That's my idea?
Y'all are retarded.
One guy leaks it.
If one guy leaks it, it's over.
People still buy that shit, or she could make a personalized video, or they could make like a different one and like just drop it in the loot box. People would have to buy that shit to grind for it. It'd be crazy as fuck.
Imagine like
even better, a code that they can use to give it to her and then redeem
Imagine a streamer that doesn't do nudes at all, but for a 0.00001% chance, there's one nude, and it's the rare legendary knife, and that's the knife equivalent. You get the nude that no one has seen. Oh my god, dude.
My chat says for the gamer girl loot box, you call it a loot box.
Okay.
Good job.
Dude.
That's really
good. A loot box.
A loot box.
Or a nude box.
Oh, for the guy earlier that
I don't get it.
should have a code. It should be a code to, like, once you get the code, you give the girl, and you're like, hey, I want you to take this type of picture too.
Exactly.
So everyone's like persons, Fuck, dude, this is such a great fucking idea.
Well, you have a whole harem, Destiny. Can you test it on some of your girls?
Good one, Slasher. Watch out. Or the crosshairs are going on you next in a video game.
Ninja's deal in the end over 2 years is about to be 40, 50. Shroud, from what I understand, 30 is probably a decent...
Yeah.
Was that 40, 50 million, like just everything that includes like the incentives, like the free subs and everything, or is that
Yeah,
just
so
cash?
that includes the subs. That includes.
I bet that's pre-tax too.
Yeah, I feel like
I
it
didn't
has
even
to be
think
more,
about that
man.
until today.
There's like, I don't know if this is possible. Maybe, and I think Devin, maybe you would have something to say on this. Is it if you could spend all of the money that you've spent on Ninja and Shroud, and instead of buying those two talents, you bought like a fuck ton of like 100 to 500 concurrents?
That's what I
Do you
literally
think-
said
I know
last
that
podcast.
it might
We
not
had-
be as
we
much
had the same
like
discussion.
press.
We did.
Oh
No,
fuck! Okay.
so listen-
What did you guys
no,
end up on?
we've never had
That's
this.
that's a good idea though, and that's honestly like I mean I'm not none of us are Microsoft marketers or anything like that, but
You're not going to get the hype press, but like that would be a
The-
lot
the
of like better
problem-
users. right?
So
like
the problem
building
is,
the fucking base. They're skipping that. They're trying to skip it.
I do think that Mixer's making a mistake by not bringing in more influencers besides just like one person a month or something.
I think your thinking on this is just too short term. Like Microsoft
Okay.
has a very long term content plan to sort of attack this problem because they're thinking in terms of market share, right? So right now Mixer
Yeah.
has 3%, and their question is, how do we get 6%, not 50%? And so
Well,
it's going to take years and
but-
years.
That market share calculation, that's just like going by viewer hours, right?
Yeah,
They
both
use
are
some
still
weird.
hours
They use
So,
some
like-
weird metrics that are not intuitive to me as a streamer. Like
I'm just saying,
when
like, or go ahead.
No, you go on. Sorry.
Well, I was gonna say, like, just like the idea that, like, if you were to bring over, and I don't know how the math would work out, but if you could bring over like 1,000 or even 500, like 100 to 500 concurrent influencers, like the overall ecosystem of your site would be so significantly boosted. It would be crazy.
Yeah, but the amount of work, but marketing teams just don't think like this because the amount of work they would have to do to get those micro influencers all on contract and bring them over, and the payment departments, the accounting that would have to go into it is fucking insane. They'd much rather do a one contract with one influencer.
Yeah, but the one contracted done is just a lot of money that's not going to get much done. I don't think it doesn't seem like it.
It's not a lot of money relative to a company that did 10 billion in profit last quarter.
True.
Well, but no, wait, that argument doesn't work because if you say
Because what you're going to say is that that's not all that money is allocated for this, right? But
No. What I'm going to say is you're going to say, well, they brought in billions of dollars of revenue, so that's not that much work. Then I'll say, oh, well, every single thing you just mentioned, accounting problems, academic
just hire more
all of that
teams.
is a function of money. Yeah, you can just hire employees to do that. So clearly the money
but-
is an issue.
no, because I'm saying there's different budgets, right? There's budgets for different employees. And there's budgets for content acquisition strategy.
Somebody
Okay.
earlier said, I don't know if Moon said this, but like buying out a directory, in my opinion, that seems like a really solid way.
That wasn't
agree.
me.
No,
That
Like,
wasn't me.
I feel like that's one of the ways.
I agree.
I could be wrong, but I feel like that's one of the only
Disagree.
reasons why Owned was able to hold on as long as it barely was able to, and it's because Owned was where you went to watch League of Legends. Like it was like the home for a long time. If they went for like a smaller, I'm sorry, I don't mean it that way, but if they went for like a smaller esports industry, like fighting games or something, I feel like they could buy out like a significant amount of content there, and then like Mixer could be like the home of fighting games or like the home of Hearthstone
Yeah.
even, or something.
Dude,
like I feel like that would be like a really
that's-
good approach to that.
That's what it feels like they're doing with fucking Shroud and
Yeah.
Ninja. They're targeting the FPS. I mean,
But that's like the biggest
Can I be
market at the
honest?
corner.
yeah.
I think
Really?
that if I was an FPS player and I saw Ninja move over and I had like 1 to 500 concurrents, I think I would either multi-stream to Mixer or try streaming on Mixer a little bit just to pick up some of the runoff when he stops streaming.
what do you guys think the worst case scenario for us as Twitch streamers if 10 is
What the
supposedly
fuck are you
10?
talking about, dude? This is
We can all
great.
do it,
Like
Zach.
this is
Well,
great. You've got
that's
two
what I think. That's what I think.
multi-billion-dollar companies
Competing
in a
for you.
bidding war over you. This
Like,
is
the
the
worst
worst
case
scenario-
The worst case scenario for you is Twitch
is
sends you an
awesome.
email and they're like, "Hey, just letting you know, we're bumping your CPM. We might be giving you guys some kind of flat monthly fee just for being on the platform." Like, kind of like remember when Google Fiber moved into a lot of areas, and all of a sudden, like Comcast and AT&T were like, "Hey, you know what? You know how your connection
convenient.
used to be 20 down and 20 up? We're just gonna make it 100 down, 100 up, just because we love you so much, you know."
We are a separate part of Twitch from the new school, dude, and it's very easy to see who the new school is. And me personally, I want them gone. It's better for our industry. It's better for me. It's better for you.
The platform is more creative and funnier without that directory, I think.
It's because they don't.
Why do you guys think that?
It's because they
I
have a
don't-
different
I don't
style
agree
of
with that at
streaming,
all.
and it depends on how you define funny. Obviously,
Well, how do they
But,
affect our streams?
Yeah.
well, they don't. That's what I'm saying.
Well, wait. Then it's always better for there to just be more shit on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
Easier for Twitch to sell advertisements, like more viewers on the
Yeah.
platform.
I think
If
it's-
Twitch, like even if like 2 Ninja viewers check out my stream, like no, that's still a benefit to me. Like I don't know, I don't think there's
Plus
anything
2.
wrong with that platform
But
being.
I think it's better for us if they go to a different platform. I don't necessarily give a fuck about getting additional money from Twitch. What I want to see is like,
Speak for yourself.
oh, well, okay. But like,
Sorry.
I want to see more accountability. I want to see like the mod shit that Emmett Shear barely touched on at TwitchCon. I don't want a team of fucking trusted.
True, yeah.
I could be like really off base on this, but honest to God, I feel like moderation issues would account for less than like 1% of users that actually
Nobody
leave the
gives a
site.
fuck about
Yeah,
that.
like
dude.
That's
this is
right.
like a really
Nobody-
niche. Like this is like
Yeah.
our corner of the internet, and then only a minority of a minority even care about the moderation.
Me personally, and it's probably from a business perspective, not anything that anyone who ever had to worry about something like that would even give a fuck about. But I don't like feeling like I work in a space where it's like, oh, that's the website with the SJW mods who randomly ban people. Like, you know,
I don't think most people. So here's like a thing, and I'll put my life on the line for this. Most people in real life don't even know what SJW means.
No.
Even people that follow politics in real life don't even know what SJW means. That's like a super
believe that.
niche
I mean,
thing.
yeah.
Like, I don't think most people like care about it or anything about it.
because it's niche, because we are a niche, we are dealing with other internet spaces that are also niche, like Reddit. Because I mean, if you think about how many people don't read Reddit in the whole world, compared to the amount of people that do, I think that we're drawing from that crowd of people. These are new people that are going to come to Twitch. These are people who've never heard of Twitch before, who are commenting in the comments, who are being like, "What's Twitch?" You know, after they see the Reddit thread about, you know, like insert guy here got banned unfairly, you know, and then this person didn't get a ban. There's like 30 updos. There are people who are seeing that and they're seeing Twitch for the first time. That's their introduction to Twitch. How long has our industry really been an industry though? Like full blown, like people. Like esports, fucking.
Oh, like 10
Really
years.
not that long. Like
Yeah.
in the long
Yeah,
run. Yeah.
true.
It's hard to.
kind
It's
of new, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, it depends on when you count the start. Like some people would say it started back in the days of 1.6 of StarCraft Brood War.
Yep,
Some would say it didn't start until League came around, and then some. I think probably like League is probably the first big like real time like
Yeah.
when we're seeing some real ass shit.
The thing that, like, actually, it was a video of yours that I saw. It was my first introduction to pro gamers in general. It was an interview that Destiny did in, it must have been some European country or whatever, and you had a fucking sports jersey on. It was like, holy fuck. And that was like 2009 or some
Yeah.
shit around there. It blew my mind.
I had the same also. For me, the interview was for MLG Anaheim.
It might be the same.
Yeah, and he's like that. He's just saying like that. What is it? Ergonomic keyboard, ergonomic mouse, and his mouse pad is like. Hey, my name is Steven Buttle II. I read about it.
I saw that. Yeah.
It was a long time ago, many years ago.
I have an interview with Destiny at that event. I'll go find it.
Shit.
Yeah, and don't nerd shame him. He fucked like 5 girls during that event.
Oh, thanks.
What number would you say Ninja is worth? How much
What,
would
the
you
money that he
I-
got, I think, is
No,
fair.
Like,
I
You
think,
so?
I think it's far less than he's worth.
20. I think 20.
I think, see, that's the question we have to ask ourselves is how much money do you think you guys are worth, you know? Well, yeah, Destiny, what would make you ditch completely without
I
money?
mean, like everything I say would have to be part of money. Like, so, like if there was more, like if there was a larger endemic user base on like Mixer, I would like if there was the possibility for growth. The problem is that like right now, like with the way that it goes, is if I were to consider a platform switch, I'm basically saying like, okay, I understand that I'm either limiting my ability to grow or accepting like a gradual or a steep decline in viewership.
Yeah.
So what I'm really looking to secure is like a retirement. So what you're really asking is like, what are you willing to risk like the financial security of your future for? And like that's a really hard question to ask.
Yeah.
Like without like a threat to my life, I don't know if there's anything I would choose there. Yeah.
yeah.
I know, at least for my part, a lot of the people that are part of my stream and like sub to me and stuff, they care a lot about even simple things like how long they've been subbed and stuff, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So like say fucking Devin Nash, right? He's been subbed for me for like 22 months. I pop over to Mixer, get a fat paycheck. Devin Nash sub for 1 month, right? That's gonna shit on a lot of people, and the only reason we are anyone is because of the people who love our shows.
One of the things you're talking about there, though, is kind of sneaky. Like, what you're saying is you love Twitch, therefore, that's actually the fact that they just own your viewers more than you do. Like, for instance, like, the fact
It's
that
not
I have a
just
site...
about Twitch, though. It's
Well, no.
like,
What you just talked about, them having a 42-month sub to you and then losing that on another platform, they'd still be subbing you for 43 months, but the people keeping track of it for you are at Twitch because they have your subscribers. They own that part of your user base in a way that you don't have access
So
to.
if Mixer came to me and was like, we want to give you $100 million, one of the things I would like care a lot about would be, can you give all the people that were subbed to me on Twitch the same tenure on Mixer?
You know, actually, for somebody that could buy you out, Andy, have you heard about caffeine?
Yeah, I had some people talking to them.
Well, wait, okay, wait. So one of the things that caffeine does that's actually really cool is instead of just paying people to do shit, I think when they buy people, what they actually do is they like produce shows for you.
They
So
do.
like I did like a little like cosplay thing recently where the lady, she had like a whole studio
Sell
in
it
like some
too.
Fox News. Yeah, she's got like a whole like a huge studio in like this Fox News building and shit. And it's like if I was gonna get bought up on another platform, that would actually be really cool. If somebody came to me and like, hey, we're gonna set you up in like a studio for like a fucking politics podcast or some shit, and we can get like guests and shit for you from like mainstream media, that would actually make me think like that actually sounds like really cool.
Oh, how do you guys feel about like forced like positivity? Like, let's say you're like really like feeling like really shitty, and you can tell like they're just being nice for the sake of being nice. Like,
TMA all
do you
day.
guys?
It's
in,
kind of
in the sphere of like Twitch, do you mean, or just like in general?
Like in the spirit of Twitch, because like I've had like really shitty days where I've been like feeling like really like real shit, and like I can tell like they don't want to be nice to me, but they're just being nice to be nice. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like that bothers me.
Different people engage with like different comforts in different types of ways.
Yeah.
So like that's really vague, but like so for me, we were actually talking about a stream the other day. For me, when I'm upset, I just want to be left the fuck alone. And this applies to everybody, whether it's a friend, even if it's a girlfriend. Nothing pisses me off more than when I'm having a bad day and like your girlfriend comes up behind you, she's like, "Are you okay?" Like,
Yeah,
no, I'm not okay, motherfucker.
I
Why
don't
the
like
fuck
that
are you
shit
asking?
either.
The fact that you even have to ask means you know I'm not okay, right?
Yeah.
But that's just me. But other people like to be, affirmed and stuff. So like whether or not you like or don't like your chat saying it, it's probably going to depend on like
it
how you
depends
deal
on my
with-
mood, man. Like sometimes I'm like okay with it. Other times I'm like, dude, like just fuck off. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, of course I'm fucking pissed. What the fuck do you want?
I think XQC, if you had done the same thing that Alinity did, there would not be the same outrage by the community. I think that the outrage was because
the
it was
difference is
Alinity.
he would have gotten banned for
Listen,
it.
Asmund,
No,
Asmund,
he wouldn't have.
Yes, he
if I threw my cat, that
Yeah.
sucker, it would have split his legs and it would have like, boom! You would have heard that. It
Well,
would've
yeah,
blown the
of
fuck
course it's different. I mean, like, yeah, of course the impact of what you do is going to be different. I mean, if you do one thing to one person or do something else to somebody else,
So you should wait.
Yeah,
you
of
should
course it's
wait
different.
to see an
Say what?
analytical result before assuming punishment, regardless of what is platformed.
Say what? Sorry.
You should wait to have an analytical result of what the damage was before issuing a punishment based on what was platformed.
Well,
This whole thing is so
I
fucked.
think, based off of the impact of what you do, I think that should happen.
Wait. This is not a good. This is not a good argument. If you
Underwater-
walk in and you kick a dog in the stomach, you probably shouldn't say like, "Well, is it bad based on whether or not the dog is injured?" Right? We
Yeah,
should probably
that's
look at whether or
stupid.
not the general like behavior is something that's harmful for the animal.
Is it mean?
I could be wrong.
Animals?
I
Is
could
it-
be
is
wrong,
it-
but I've had cats literally my whole fucking life. If a cat is on a counter and it's not supposed to be, you can literally take them and just knock them the fuck off. They'll always.
So do you think it was
Wait.
animal abuse then?
Nope.
No, not even close.
no.
What
Not
about
for
the
a cat.
vodka?
fucking ridiculous.
What about the vodka?
Dude, there are videos of cats or
Yeah.
dogs like licking lemons and limes and shit, and people do that all the time. As soon as they taste something nasty, they whatever.
alcohol.
Yeah.
Dude, it's a drop. I could feed it to a 1-year-old baby and it'd be
She
fine.
didn't
What do you
put
mean?
a drop. She spit it into his fucking mouth.
What do you?
didn't
Wait,
spit
wait,
it
wait,
in
wait,
his
no,
mouth.
no, wait. It's okay. It's
No,
okay.
she didn't.
Maybe you have
No,
no
she
idea
didn't.
like what
Guys,
an animal's
guys.
mouth is. Animals are not capable of like vacuum sealing their lips around your face and sucking in like a whole fucking 12 ounces of
I'm
fucking
saying I gave
vodka.
it a whole shot, but that was fucking.
She didn't. I would, if I had to put money on it, I'd say that cat got like 1/100th of a shot. It was like a few drops on the tongue at the most. This thing isn't like fucking gulping
Destiny.
down fucking vodka.
You're gonna classify cardboard throwing as a fucking assault, and you're gonna chuck your cat?
You know that lady was you know that lady was actually charged and convicted, right? That's like the dumbest fucking possible take. I don't know if you're just conceding the whole conversation or because you can say it. If you want. Yeah, that lady was actually charged and convicted. Nice try though.
I don't
Okay,
even know what
so-
you're talking
How
about.
about this? Wait, maybe if you've never had a cat, maybe you just shouldn't talk
That's a
on it.
dead
Because
body.
honest to God, it sounds like a
The
lot of
cat-
people in here
the
just
cat's
never had a
gonna be
fucking
fine.
cat before.
Like people
I had a
are
cat. I don't think
overreacting.
the
Listen,
throwing was that big of a deal, but feeding it fucking poison, even if it's a little
wasn't
bit.
feeding
Hey, Andy, you want to know some real fucked
This
up
is-
shit? It poisoned us too, dog.
Yeah, we don't die
that
from
too.
fucking.
We don't die from alcohol poisoning?
I
We
think
don't die from a shot of it.
I think
the
the
cat didn't take a whole shot.
Hold on.
You don't
hold on,
know how
hold on.
much could kill a
The
cat.
difference is we have
Yeah, I
free
think
will.
I
I
to
know that
determine-
however much you drank didn't kill it.
Yeah, but the difference is
Hold on.
we know we're drinking the alcohol. We know how far. Listen, guys, chill.
Hold on.
The difference.
One at a time. Chill.
The
chill.
difference is it's a very logical difference. The difference is when I drink alcohol, I understand it's a poison. I understand what I'm doing. I get it. A cat has no fucking choice, has no idea. He's going there there. A trust and friendship has been built. And when the cat goes in to give a kiss and the lips are coated with alcohol, it didn't ask for it. I hear this argument every day of people who wear things they don't ask for it. So how the fuck are you telling me a cat that doesn't ask for it is the same thing as someone that willingly knows they're taking it?
Do you think it's cat abuse?
I didn't
when
know there
you
were
take
that
your
many
cat
serious
and you
validity
run it
stuff
around
on
the
the
house
podcast tonight.
chasing a laser pointer that isn't real? It over and over again. Its poor paws hit the floor, and the laser just appears on top of the paws. And come on, we're like
That's not
reaching
the same
so
thing.
hard.
Like,
No,
this-
we're reaching. Don't tell me this. We're the
completely
same
reaching.
thing, dude. You're never gonna
100%
kiss a cat
agree with that
and have
too.
it fucking die because it fucking kissed vodka off your lips. There's more
It's
fucking
fucking
alcohol in
retarded.
some animal medications than there is in like a little bitty like lick
Spit
lip
it
of
into
fucking
his
vodka.
mouth.
He did
She
not
didn't-
spit it
cats
into
do
his
not-
mouth.
cats
We
do not have
literally-
to inhale
it did
everything
not
that goes
even
in
I feel like
in
it
their
comes
mouth.
down to an intention and effect, boys.
It
Like,
didn't even happen. All
Yeah.
I'm saying is that people were overreacting to
to
that
finish-
situation because it was Alinity. If it was somebody else that was more liked in the community, they wouldn't have received that type of a negative reaction.
You know
Yeah,
what?
Literally,
That is
nobody
an
gave a
interesting
fuck
take.
when
I
Tyler
have to
1 gave
agree
his
the
dog
negative
chocolate.
reaction-
Like, nobody cared, and chocolate is actually poisonous as fuck to dogs.
Yeah.
Nobody gave a fuck when Tyler 1 did it.
Did Tyler 1 really give his dog chocolate?
Yeah, it's like a little bit, apparently, like a long time ago. A bunch of people were licking the clip in response to
I
Alinity.
think
Wow.
I think the ignorance that chocolate could harm your dog and that alcohol could harm your cat is much. I think it's a big difference between two of it.
What? Your dog can literally like die from a
Dogs can
bar
die
of dark
from
chocolate.
I didn't fucking
Yeah.
know. I've had a dog my entire
Did
life.
he
I didn't
feed
know- I
it
didn't know
dark
you could die
chocolate, or
from
was it some
chocolate.
Hershey bar that's like not even?
Wait, where does this level of like I just didn't know extend to? Like, oops, I accidentally slept with my kid. I rolled over and I crushed it. Well, how am I supposed to know that? I thought you were just supposed to sleep with your kids. Like, what kind of dumb fucking? How far does this go?
I don't know.
The same thing as the alcohol. How much is too much? How many kisses? you
Well,
fucking
I
take
can
with
I
that
can
fucking
guarantee
dog?
you
Fucking degenerate.
I can guarantee you that
I'm not just saying you're fucking degenerate,
the-
but
the
you shouldn't.
cat-
But you shouldn't have to know
Hey,
that your
say
good
it,
chocolate
say
will
it,
kill your
say it.
fucking dog.
I see your man, Destiny. Say it. We were all waiting for it, dude. Fucking say it.
yeah, Destiny, how
Are
about
you okay?
fucking say it,
You know,
Kevin,
you're
huh?
not gonna do, dude. Are you think I'm gonna do it with Lucari here? Come on, man. What the fuck is wrong with you?
You know,
Okay, then we can end the show. We can tell them in private, buddy.
you know what?
What the fuck? Are you being real right now?
Okay, guys, I've got to go. It's pretty late.
No, wait.
To finish
Evan, you're
real
the only
quick,
other reasonable
Hold
person.
on, to
down.
finish, here's what I find ridiculous, okay? On YouTube, obviously everything's pre-recorded. And even then, with pre-recorded, 60 times edited, you still see slip-ups. Now imagine on a stream, for me or XQC or any of you, even Moon, Andy, Destiny, Lakari, we sit there, for me at least, I stream roughly between 200 and 240 hours a month. And I am talking the entire time, except for when I'm watching Gordo. I'm talking, rambling,
Yeah,
ranting.
yeah.
I am, listen, you are bound with that much talking time. Anyone, even the most holy of people that behind anonymity act like they're fucking God's left nut, will slip up in that amount of time talking.
Okay,
And the
so like this is
fact-
like wait, so this is like a really good speech, okay? But like Moon's question is like the kill shot to this. Who has been banned from Twitch that got like SJW banned who shouldn't be banned? Can we think of a single person?
I think
Listen,
Deller. I think that's the best
SJW
answer.
ban is irrelevant. SJW was
Man,
specifically
man,
for
show-
my
because he-
circumstance.
because he
Any
said it,
sort of
but it wasn't private.
deplatforming. Any
We
sort of
literally have like no. So aside from
What
this
do you
Stellar
mean?
person, I don't know. Like because
Okay.
when the way you talk about
Delor,
it, it
Method
sounds
Josh.
like this is-
I'll tell you, Delor, Method Josh, gross score for a year ended up being in the right for that. So gross score for 1 year,
wait,
right?
Wait. Okay,
You-
so
you
first of
glossed
all,
over a name
gross
there.
score. Wait, hold on. Yeah, okay. So firstly, gross score was banned because of the opposite of SJWs. Gross score was banned because of capitalists. Okay.
I told you
Riot
that
has a
SJW was
fuck ton of
specifically
sway.
applied to me. What I'm referring to in
but
general,
like with the
if
speech
you want
you're
to refer
given-
to if you want to
you're
refer
giving
to
us-
everybody else, then I'm just talking about deplatforming as a whole. I'm saying putting in 4 years of your life.
Yeah, but
in,
but the question is, if this is a big problem as a whole, so much so that it warrants all this scary like speech and everything, like, well, who's getting deplatformed? It doesn't really seem like this
Phantom
happens.
Lord. Phantom Lord.
Okay.
I mean,
Like, it doesn't really seem like this is something that actually
No
happens.
sleep
I don't know.
TV. Okay, Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
In the next 3 years, if you slip one more F word, think you'll get permit?
No, of course not.
Think you'll lose partnership at least?
No, I don't think
I
so.
promise you.
He
you
won't.
I promise you.
He will not. He
I
won't.
think you will.
I mean,
But
unless
why?
things have changed behind the scenes that I don't know about, that's possible. But like, I have a really active and open line with moderation, and as far as I know, they've been making like a huge effort to streamline and improve their process.
Yeah,
like
they
pretty
are.
extensively.
Wait,
over the
Trent, I
past year.
understand where
Like
it comes
there is like stuff that like I'm not gonna say publicly, but there's like really exciting shit coming down with moderation related to stuff that we all do that
I've
might change like
never-
really significantly in the next 6 months. Like I think like
That's
moderation is like doing like the best good faith
Yeah,
effort
of
they
course.
can to get
Listen,
things
I
done.
give
Never
them-
heard of
I
anyone
give-
losing a partnership
Lakari,
over saying the F word though.
Look, I'll let you go. But real quick, I've given in my past streams, and I know a lot of staff have seen it. They've reached out to me and been thankful for it. I've given credit where it's due to staff and to partnership and to moderation. I have. They've done good stuff. But as far as the warnings and deplatforms for certain things, for singular instance situations where we're talking 1 or 2 seconds of an issue over hundreds and thousands of hours of content streamed, you have 3 seconds of a slip up. Even a 1 month ban is a huge hit. Everyone keeps preaching intention versus effect. There are effects to putting a 30-day ban in. They don't know them. I truly believe when moderation says, oh, let's throw a 30-day ban to the sky, I don't think they understand what that means in its entirety. And that's the issue, in my opinion.
But I think moderation does understand. They understand so well that if you get banned for hate speech as a partner, you don't get perma-banned. Because if you're not a partner and you get dinged for hate speech, you're indefinitely banned instantly from the site. Like not getting indefinitely banned, that's something that like partner managers fought for. And that whole process is still like actively being like looked at. Like we've seen people appeal bans from months down to weeks or from weeks down to 3 days or whatever. Like this has happened in the past too. It's not a perfect process. I just don't think that like it's quite as like dire as it's presented
I
sometimes.
feel like I have a solution right now.
Yeah.
And this is and this solves everything. It even solves, we don't even need unionization anymore. We don't need that. We need none of these things. It is the takeout, and let me finish all the way. It is the takeout exclusivity. In my opinion, it is ridiculous. If I go into the real world and I get a job, I know that this job, especially in the business world, maybe as a doctor it's financially secure, maybe as a lawyer it's financially secure, even though these days it's saturated. I know that my resume is filled out. I can apply, during my 1 week, whatever. Now on Twitch, I'm sitting here. I'm stuck on here. I cannot live stream anywhere. I cannot build anything else. And then one day I slip up, I'm perma'd.
Imagine being exclusively contracted by a company that doesn't pay your self-employment tax, and then when
Or
you're
have
banned,
any obligations to you as an employee whatsoever. Yeah.
when you're banned, you literally can't fucking work. Like,
Exactly.
how weird is that?
So for people that aren't sure what we're talking about, in every single partner and affiliate contract on Twitch, you are required to only stream with Twitch exclusively. You cannot stream on any other platform. And a
Unless
lot
you
of
got
times,
an old contract, then you're only like me. You only have to do gaming content. Amen,
Yeah.
brother.
I'm
Amen,
almost
I got
positive
it.
that's a meme. I've actually been meaning to talk to you about that. Are you
So
sure?
when I was banned for 30 days, I streamed almost every day on YouTube, but I just couldn't play games.
No, I know you did, but I thought
Unless
you did
it's
that
changed-
explicit permission from your AM because
Nope,
I
I
thought
didn't.
partner
No.
contracts auto renew every 2 years.
No, they
yes.
can't renew. They can't renew and put different terms in
Exactly.
it.
My
new
contract
shit.
auto renews, but it can't auto renew under new terms. I would have to
Yeah,
sign
yeah.
something
Really?
different. Yeah.
I have the same one.
Why did
and
why did they offer it to you?
It
Why what?
specifically says only gaming because it was before IRL came out, so they didn't even think about like trying to lock you into other shit. All it says is you cannot stream other games on other platforms. I could do IRL on YouTube any fucking day, Mixer or whatever.
I'm saying, why are they offering that to you? Is it just
Back
an
then,
oversight?
they didn't.
They're
No,
too
because back
lazy
then they
to
didn't.
try to force a new contract on
Yeah,
us.
they
That's
didn't
what,
force it.
what I mean is like, why don't they come to you and be like, yo, like, don't do this? But I guess it's not big enough. I know the answer to that question. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. If
Don't
I was
do
like a
this?
Shroud or
Excuse
whatever,
me,
then
here's my contract.
yeah. Well, I mean, like, what they really should do is they really should just force us to re-sign. Like, hey, we're no longer because Twitch, I think it's like 30 or 60 days in writing can cancel the contract. They should just cancel it and say, hey, here's a new one, sign it. But they probably just don't care that much. Why haven't the other streaming services tried to push Twitch on that and get them taken to court? Because if Twitch were to lose its exclusivity, it would be immensely beneficial for all those other platforms. They wouldn't
It
have
would
to
be
buy
huge.
out talent as much.
Ooh.
They would have a lot more people cross-streaming. Like, I wonder why they haven't pushed for it.
That's
that actually makes me
true.
wonder
Because
if it's
nobody
actually...
wants to fight Amazon.
And this is something I do not like about Shroud and Ninja is that none of them will ever get on Twitter and disclose how much money they got, or no one will ever.
Jesus
Probably legally can't, though.
That's
They-
probably
they-
NDA'd.
Yeah,
Well,
it's very possible.
why is it NDA'd? Why is it NDA'd? I need you guys to fucking tell me because I don't. Why would something like that be NDA'd? Do you think?
If the company just doesn't want that number
Well,
out.
It's
because-
possible that the company
Why
doesn't
don't
want
they-
its ability to bargain with other people.
Yes.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Because if I see that he got paid 20 million, well, now I'm going to be hella fucking mad. Or
That's the
maybe
standard,
Shroud
right?
doesn't want it. Maybe Shroud decides that he's willing to take only 5 million on this platform because he sees some other opportunity. And now Shroud goes to negotiate with another company. They're like, well, hell, hold on. They gave you 5 million. I'm going to give you fucking 10. So now Shroud's ability to negotiate is fucked as well. Yeah, usually like opening that stuff up to other people fucks both parties involved generally.
Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't even consider it like that.
But, did you guys talk about the Destiny thing from earlier today? I don't know if that was a topic.
Oh, we haven't. See,
No.
that was the
No.
one that I would say, but
He's
like,
the poor guy's dealt with it.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah.
look, that topic is so fucking nuanced that like I can't even begin to even want to try and wrap my brain around it.
I mean-
like I get it, dude. I get it. I wish that we lived in a world where everything that could be said out of anyone's mouth would not be offensive to anybody, but that's
Right.
just not the case. It's just
Yeah.
not the case.
Honestly,
And
If that was the
it-
the
case,
reason-
there would be no comedy.
Honestly, Destiny, like, I don't really like it because I feel like you and Trihex were friends, right? You know, I feel
Yeah, I
like
did too.
you.
Feels
No, but
bad,
here's
man.
the thing, like, it's not even about the word, right? Like, fuck the word. I don't think it's about that. Honestly,
Wait, what's it
like,
about?
it's about the friendship, man. It's about like what you guys had as a bond. Like, fuck this black white shit. Like, it's not. That's not what Trihex is upset about, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like he felt like your friendship wasn't valued at all, and I really feel like you should apologize to him because, like,
Wait,
I
what am I
feel-
apologizing? I mean, because I kind of feel the same way. What am I
Yeah,
apologizing
But
for?
like, you're so cold about it. You know what I mean?
I'm so
Like,
what?
I feel like you're so cold about it.
Yeah, I have a cold demeanor. What am I supposed to do? I fucking like get some Visine and try to cry on the street for it?
Don't you think it's a two-way street? So if someone expects Destiny to stop using a word because it affects them negatively, then on the other end, don't you think out of the friendship, at least, that him saying that word doesn't change the friendship where it's an ultimatum or they're not friends? That's not a real friendship anymore. I know for a fact, Lakari, if I said it in front of you, I know you wouldn't stop being friends with me. I know you wouldn't because you have a deep-rooted love. I have a deep-rooted love for you.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
but
God.
I
Oh my God.
think, like,
Wait. There's like a hold on. There's like a lot of stuff going on here. So,
Right?
firstly, you're totally within your rights to have a certain feeling about a certain thing.
That's what I
and
just
it's
said.
and it feels a little weird sometimes to be like, I wouldn't be comfortable with somebody reaching into my life and telling me what to say because, like, well, I mean, like, we're white men. There's nothing really that anybody could say that would ever like make us feel bad. Like, there just aren't words for white people like that. Like, there aren't. So, like, we don't really have that experience to say that. The only thing that bothered me, or the reason why it bothered me, was just that, like, if I met a person and they had that view, then like we would probably just be incompatible. Be like, okay, like I understand that's your view, this is mine. Like maybe that just means we can't be friends. I think there are good arguments on both sides of this argument, and I think that people can like respectfully be like, yeah, well, these are like deal breakers for me for a friendship, and then we just don't do it. Like that's okay. I think that's perfectly fine. The only problem is just that his position on it changed so much,
Dude,
that I felt like I got like, oh
the
shit.
clip from the Raj show where he like literally.
No,
argued
yeah, I know.
the-
I don't want to drag. I'm not trying to drag him through the mud or anything. But
Okay.
yeah, but like, it
No,
felt
I
like-
don't want to drag him through the mud either, but Lakari, your take on surface was exactly my take, and I told Steven the same thing to his face, that I felt like he was being a little cold, and even though he didn't want to bend on his viewpoint, he still could have been a little bit warmer as a friend until.
Honestly, I think it's
Hold on,
more
hold
about,
on.
like, the
Can I finish?
bond
Can I
of-
finish? Can I finish?
Yeah.
Until I learned about the back and forth, that they went over this already. It wasn't just like a first time thing. Trihex had a different take, and then he kind of went back to the drawing board. And after a while, you kind of start to think like, not like I'm being cold and I don't give a fuck about you, but it's kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back. Like enough is enough. If you feel this way, that's fine. Go yourself separate way. So that kind of made me kind of be a little bit more in the middle instead of just thinking that Steven was treating him in a cold way.
Yeah, because if I was like, or sorry, go okay.
No, you can go ahead. It's fine.
I was saying, like, if I was like friends with somebody and they had no idea and that like popped out, well, then all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, holy shit, like this is like a pretty big revelation. Maybe it's time to revisit some principles and figure out what's going on or whatever. Like, I've been really public about this for several years, and like obviously, you know, Trihex has known about it for quite a while because, as you said, like on the Raj Rail podcast, like he basically like gave like a spirited defense of it as well as I could. So it just seemed like really weird that not only did he completely went in the position, but he 180'd on it and then made me seem like Hitler for not like immediately bending over and apologizing for the position. And it's like, fuck, like 1.5 weeks ago, like we were on the same page, and now you're legit making me feel like a subhuman, like worthless fuck because I have this position. And holy shit, this is putting me in a really awkward spot. So that was like, I guess my only issue.
I think he might be going through some stuff, and I know it's not on you to like account for that when like handling him or talking to him or handling the situation.
Yeah, for sure. He's probably had a ton of people that have messaged him because I'm active in political communities and because stuff has come up recently. He's probably got a ton of people messaging like, hey, Trihex, I'm black, you're black, and I think you're a piece of shit because now you support a guy that's a racist. I'm sure he's got a ton of messages like that. I'm sure his girlfriend has a ton of messages like that. And I bet other friends of his have a ton of messages like that.
Like, dumbest, like, it's just the dumbest shit I've ever fucking heard. Like, you
yeah,
know what
it's
I mean?
dumb,
like,
but like that's going to be like a real
that shit
pressure.
pisses me off so bad.
Yeah, I saw people saying that to Lakari. In here, in
Yeah.
this chat, I saw people tagging Lakari, how could you be in the same podcast as Destiny and not say anything or bring it up?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
It's just like the dumbest, like, why does that fucking matter?
Yeah, but it's something that he has
at
to.
all? You know
it's
what I
something
mean?
that he has to deal with, and that's like a very real thing. Like, and not everybody can.
It's
Like, that's
very
a lot of
old
shit to
school
deal
high
with.
school, very old school high school
so
friendships. Like you
fucking
whisper
upsetting.
how you friends with that person, and you turn people against people. It's not. It's hard to take a position, right? Because you don't know what it's like to be Destiny in this situation. You don't know what it's like to. And just to observe it and say it is what it is fine. But to actually take a position, and I think of both of these guys as my friends, and it's hard for me to not be a little bit emotionally invested into this, thinking like, was this guy a bad guy? Was he a bad guy about it, or was nobody the bad guy? But you kind of like have to like.
Well, like that's a position that a lot of people don't realize exists. That like it's possible that people can't be friends, and like it's not because somebody is a horrible piece of shit.
Yeah,
it's just because like there's like an incompatibility in values. Like, this happens with real life relationships too. Like sometimes you'll run into something. Maybe you find like a really good partner, you have shared interests, good hobbies, they're really hot, you're cool. One of you wants kids, one of you absolutely fucking doesn't. Well, that's fine. Both of you are within your rights. That's a deal breaker. You just move on.
Yeah, it's fucked up. But if I could just add one more thing, like this is the last thing I'll say about it. Like this is all I want to say. Like Destiny, I know I'm not in a place to comment. It's your friend, like it's your relationship with Trihex, but I would tell him the exact same thing, right? That's your boy, man. Like whatever you can do to try to like mend that bond back together, please like attempt to do it because I feel like you guys have much more than like what you're throwing away right now. I feel like you guys can go much further. And
okay,
I love
wait. Okay, hold on. Wait. Listen, I really appreciate this. To be clear, I've never wanted to like erase a friendship or a bond with Trihex. I don't know why this is on me. Like I've never been like I can't be with you anymore.
I know. I'm not trying to put it all on you.
I know. I'm just saying that, like I'm not the one that was like I can't talk to you anymore, right? Like, so I mean, like I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like,
I think just wait.
Okay, yeah, I mean that's what I'm doing. I mean, I stream every day. I'm always here on twitch.tv/Destiny. I mean, it's not like I'm going anywhere. Hopefully not.
Yeah, I can honestly tell, like, fuck whatever the fuck everyone else says, Destiny. Like, fuck whatever they fucking say on the internet. I can tell you're a good dude. I can tell you actually care, dude. Like, I really do. Like, fuck Destiny racist. All this bullshit is bullshit. Fuck them. I can sense that you're cool, dude. And I'm pretty sure you and Trihex are gonna work this out in the future.
Yeah,
that's what I honestly believe.
Cool. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Okay, wait, listen. I love the WoW talk, but I have to sleep. I'm so tired. Good night, guys. Peace out.
Okay, bye.
All right. Yeah, take care, Destiny.
Sorry, you can continue with the.
Fuck Halo 1, fuck Halo 3. I want to know when you guys are doing Halo 2 on Legendary. I want to see which one of you kills the other person first in real life.
Hey, boys, you heard it here. Any 100 gifters? Any 100 gifters?
Halo 2 on Legendary? That's an experience, man. That is
I've actually never played Halo before.
Yeah, that's what I'm scared about.
Oh, you're actually not going to be able to do it. You won't be able to beat that.
It'll be hard.
What do you mean? Dude, I have beaten Bashi. I have played professional Tekken. We're fucking fine.
Mario,
you guys are gonna get through. You guys are gonna get through Halo 1 on Legendary. You're gonna feel cocky as fuck. You're gonna be like, Destiny's some bullshit. Blah blah blah. You're gonna get to Halo 2 Legendary. You're gonna rush through the first level. One of you is going to die, and then it's gonna reset the game for both of you. And you're gonna be like, oh shit.
Oh my god!
Neither of us can ever die. Wait, this is way harder.
Dude, I forgot I did that. Holy shit!
Halo 2 Legendary.
Wait, it doesn't spawn you back with your
friendships are either
No.
friendships are forged into adult friendships or destroyed into friendships that you remember from grade school. That's what Halo 2 does.
Operating because I've had plenty of people scream that word at me while playing games. I think it's like
that was such a weird way. Like I've had a lot of people say that.
Dude, it's like that. It's like that. I think
those real white people struggles.
It's like if you as long as you
stop stream sniping him, dude.
I'm not gonna lie. Ever since you guys brought up KW, I don't even know what it looks like, but I see it on stream now because it just sounds so fucking funny. KW.
Dude, it is the normiest emote ever.
I actually am like have so much respect for your no cam streams, dude. I wish that I could pull that off a lot of the time.
Most of you guys here right now could do no cam streams. It's not even like the landscape of fucking
Is that
Twitch
like
stream-
shade?
No, it's not. No, at one time it would have been shade.